Ricky is
You mean the
somebody
against
else
the
that can
Alk, right?
come. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Electronic Boy picking them up against the Elk.
Yeah, yeah.
Ricky's somebody else that they could grab here as well.
Oh, that's a
Said they
fantastic
take the
pick.
Monkey King. I'm not big on the Elk, the Monkey King. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah? You don't like it into the Alk?
I don't. I don't think he pumps out damage quite fast enough.
Okay.
I think they'll just.
I feel yeah, I
I
mean, you
don't
might be
know.
right in the earlier levels. It could be difficult because
10
Monkey King,
seconds
this
remaining.
matchup used to be abysmal for Monkey King because you had 0 armor or like 1 or
5
2 armor.
seconds remain.
And Alchemist Acid Spray made it impossible to lane because if you pulled creep aggro, you're taking 110% damage from creeps plus the Alk damage, and you end up hurting
Dire's
yourself
turn
more than
to
you do
battle.
hurt the Alk. But now with Monkey King's extra armor, it might not be as bad. Jakiro. This hero we saw a lot today in every game so far.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, one of the major reasons that Jakiro was not so good in the other games is
10
because there was Rubik on the other
seconds.
side. So anything Jakiro does, Rubik is just going to do better at a lower cast point. It's one of
5
Jakiro's biggest
seconds.
weaknesses. But they have them both together. There's no Rubik counter pick that Electronic Boys can take. Uh, God, and so it's not really something they have to worry about. Is they already have the Rubik on the side of Jiang Hu. So I'm curious as to how they round this draft out. Right now, it feels like there's a bit of a lack of damage to follow up the puck. The Jakiro a lot of the time is going to be playing around the Alchemist. They need somebody who
It
can
is
play, I guess,
Radiant's
somewhat
battle.
far forward. They need. I keep going off about danglers. They need somebody to dangle while Alchemist gets his farm for, I guess, like the first 15 minutes of this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Somebody who can
think
sit in front of the towers.
yeah, you need an active mid laner if you want to run this in the safe lane on Alk, which I'm assuming is where they're going to be taking this
10
against the Nature's
seconds
Prophet. It's
remain.
not like the easiest thing in the world, but I don't know if you want to mid lane it against the
5
Monkey King.
seconds remain.
Mhm.
Because Monkey King can go mid in no matter what here. He can play
Dire's
against Puck
battle.
and Alchemist.
Mhm. So
Oh, they're actually banning out offlaners? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know why I just said like they need a mid. Yeah, Puck's clearly their mid, so they do need an offlaner here.
it's going to be either Puck or Alchemist. They can flex it.
10
It really depends
seconds.
on what they how they decide to round out this draft. I imagine it is
5
going to be the puck mid at
stuns a
this point,
ban.
though. But offlaners, God,
Morphling
anybody who
ban.
can hold in front of a tower. I mean, Tidehunter wouldn't be awful here.
Yeah, not at all. Some way to
He's one of
stall it
the
out. Again, though, it is not the best lane for the Monkey King or for the Tidehunter if they
10 seconds.
since they don't have last pick here on Jiang Hu. The question
5 seconds.
is there other heroes left that really counter out like a Tidehunter pick here?
I don't know. I mentioned it's got to be a
Dire's
spirit
turn to
is how
pick.
they round out this draft here on electronic boards. 'Cause it's going to be the puck mid probably, right?
Yeah, I think it's Monkey King mid. I'm almost positive. Monkey mid is good against both Puck and Elk, so I'm pretty sure he's fine staying there, and then they just want to pick their safe lane.
10 seconds remain.
Well,
Radiant's turn to pick.
let's see it.
Wow.
Viper picked up last. Okay. Interesting.
That is
That can go
y-
that, sorry, that can go in the either the off lane or the mid. It really depends,
yeah.
right?
We were both thinking the same thing. Like this allows them to basically put any hero in whatever
10
lane. They
seconds
don't
remain.
have to put the Puck or the Viper mid. They can both go
5
off lane.
seconds remain.
So they're very flexible with their draft, which is nice. The question is, what does Eboys do here as a response? Like, do you want you can't really pick something passive here. You have to pick something that can fight
Yeah,
and
somebody
can
else
play
who can
with the Monkey King.
yeah, somebody else who can stand in front with your team. I mean, they banned out
I
the
was
Troll
gonna say
Warlord
Mars
in the Monster.
maybe then, but like it's just so bad into Viper. Okay, they take the
Choose
Juggernaut. Just a
your
safe
hero.
pick.
Yeah. I see this one picked up a lot in China as position 1 in response to a position 3 Viper. And yeah, it is going to be old white here onto the Viper.
So
Interesting.
we do see Giant Nature's Prophet, which he is an incredible Nature's Prophet player. So he's
Mhm.
like in his comfort zone. Play like he is gonna have probably a pretty great game on this NP, and Speed plays a lot of Juggernaut too, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty excited to see how they do here on Electronic Boys. Jiang Hu overall have an incredible draft, though. I don't think they have, depending on how the Alchemist game lane goes, I think they have some really solid playmaking potential.
We haven't done the chance to talk about. Wait, you read too, Monkey King, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I was told last night that he'd be standing in for Electronic Boys today.
For Mio,
He
right?
was, yeah, he was originally on the cut, but he didn't make the cut, so they ended up removing him from the team, and I've replaced him with Little Nick.
Man, Lil
Fun
Nick
fact about Red 2.
taking everyone's jobs.
The Zoomers doing that, or what is it? Generation Z?
Probably.
Zoomers.
Yeah, the Zoomers.
Yeah, that's it. The ones after the millennials. Red 2 just not tech savvy enough, can't keep up in the high-paced electronic world, despite being an electronic boy.
Yeah, who would have guessed, man? It's a paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I do like the draft of Jiang Hu quite a bit, though. I think this Alk, if given like decent space, is going to come online way before Juggernaut and Monkey King. So I think a lot of this game comes down to Giant being able to shut him down in that off lane.
Well, last time we watched Giant, I believe it was on the Viper as the off lane. He didn't have the best performance, unfortunately. So a little bit of a redemption arc for him here. It's going to need to pop up on this Nature's Prophet and take some towers. The Viper response is interesting on one hand. I mean, Old Whitey's able to drop the Nether Talk and spin out creep waves, and if you go onto Viper, he hits you with the corrosive skin, and there's like some turn potential from his team, especially when they've got the Jakiro there. So if you can tank up a little bit on Viper, it becomes very difficult for Electronic Boys to push towers when the Viper's holding them. But he's got to have a good start to this lane. The Juggernaut was an amazing response. You don't really have the ability to bring him down with your poison attack. Once you get a couple stacks onto him, you just can use his Blade Fury to try to run you down and whatnot. Most of your damage is magical. Interested in seeing how this one goes here. And I think this bottom lane is going to end up dictating the pace of the entire game.
Hero. Coconut's coming out. The body block's in place here from the Nature's Prophet. Treant setting up a first blood for Red 2 in the mid lane. Fantastic find there. The fissure from Double.
Lots of people. You get the idea.
Oh no! You see what happened right there is they pinged out the high ground there, thinking that there's going to be a ward. And there wasn't, but they just ended up placing one after the fact. So I think that one's going to get dewarded pretty quickly.
That is an unlucky feels bad man situation.
I think at that point you're just supposed to give you don't put the ward there. You let them try to deward. You do the economic damage.
Oh yeah, it also just wastes so much of their time. Albino Zebra is actually going to be the one to grab the bottom rune. He will throw the coconut to try and make some space, but can they gap close or not? Viper is so dang slow.
Yeah. Rubik not much faster. 275 movement speed on this guy. He got butchered even more by, in fact, or the change with agility heroes not having movement speed anymore a long time ago.
Rightfully so. That was so broken.
Yeah. It was more of a sky slug than a sky snake.
Yeah.
Ooh, in fact, he's in a bit of trouble here. Dropping pretty low on Old White.
He would have been dead if that fissure connected. I'm not sure if that was just like a latency thing, but Double just like fissured where the Viper was like 3 seconds before.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. He's had a long day, though. Again, anyone who wasn't here at the start of the stream didn't hear me talk about both Double A and Speed were playing on a team together in a Community Gaming Cup today, which ran all day. They only just finished like half of an hour before the series started.
Good night.
Exhaustion starting to set in.
You'd only expected to play, video games are tiring. You get all tuckered out. It's a hard day of work.
It really is, man. People ask me, like, what did I do today to exercise? And I'm like, have you ever played this game called Dota 2?
It was a bit of a workout.
It'll get your blood pumping, I'll tell you that.
Pubs definitely get your blood pumping, that's for sure. And teammates. There it is, on the mark this time.
Old White? Oh, yeah, he's super dead, right? Yeah, no way. Well, he actually TP'd to the tier 1 anyway. There's like 0% chance that works. I mean, that's just the level 2 of the Witch Doctor. As soon as you have that Maledict, Juggernaut plus Witch Doctor is a pretty amazing combo.
Yeah. And because he teleported back, you don't even have boots yet. You're walking back to the lane at 275 movement speed. You're losing so much from this one. You're just barely level 2. And I was talking about this at the start. This bottom lane, how your performance here is going to dictate the entire game, and it is not going well for you so far.
There is no performance in this bottom lane now. Oh, except for the side of Radiant. A beautiful fissure block there coming in from double, just making sure that there's no way to get that creep pull and try and secure some XP for the Earthshaker. Or not for the Earthshaker, for the Viper.
Nice stop there on him. Viper finally back in this lane and trying to get himself a little bit of gold. Knows he can't come anywhere close, so just drops another toxin and forced to get back. And he might find a little bit of gold from that and shove the lane in, but he's not going to find any XP. This man, he's out of options. He's got to go farm the jungle. He's got to go stack ancient camps.
Well, Rubik walked all the way to base.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Oh, yeah. He walked all the way to base to buy boots and a ward and a clarity. So now he's going to walk all the way back out. I'm assuming. There's no way you TP on the Rubik right now. I don't think you can afford to do that.
Well, he's considering it. I mean, he's sitting in base with full HP and mana.
He's
and there's
refilling
the
bottle?
TP.
Oh, he's refilling
yeah.
bottle. Okay. I was like, the only thing that would make sense if he's refilling a bottle, but I didn't know Puck had bottle.
Mm-hmm. Game leap speed.
Game leap speed,
He's doing
man.
it.
He's so good.
Oh, too bad.
I played a game with him a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't carry
red 2
me.
mid.
How good is he?
One more auto attack from the Puck. Can he mischief dodge it? Oh, this guy's so good.
He's got some moves, that's for sure. People were saying in the lobby, a P1 god before the game started. AB1 anyways. But let's get... we haven't really had a chance to talk about the top lane at all. I mean, what's going to happen in the bottom lane, I feel, is set in stone at this point. So let's talk top.
All right.
Alchemist. He's doing all right for himself, sitting at 20 and 4, and doesn't have the free farm, that uncontested free farm that Juggernaut has, but still has managed to screw himself a lot of farm with his
He might
Gravel's
go
Grave
down
now.
on Giant, though. One more auto attack. Fairy Fire to save him. I almost said J-Storm already. Yeah, he's going to get him with that dual breath. Nice dive there off the Jakiro. Double. Is that fissure block? I think he can squeak out. Yeah, he will.
Visually, that shouldn't have worked. That dragon is way too big to fit through that gap there.
Yeah. I mean, what? You think this double-headed dragon, the two-headed dragon, can
I mean,
fit?
it's a very wide dragon.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Now he's going to pull here. So, not doing too hot again here on Giant, but, you know, Nature's Prophet. He's able to accomplish this, probably some other stuff.
Old White, bottom lane. Does he? He lost. He TP'd to the tier 2 again. Wait, what? Old White. Is he gonna live? Oh
He
my
will.
god. Okay, but he like had to pop Salve and his Tangos for that. He has no regen coming out again. But the
he
other
needs
thing
to-
is he can't miss this experience. He has to get this XP under the tower right now. So it is a
Yeah.
decently good TP.
Yeah, I mean, you're forced to use all that gold, but you are having an awful lane. You need all the XP you can get, which is why, you know, at that, a lot of the time it wouldn't be worth to use that salve and to survive the TP under the tower. But right now, given how slow his game is, he can't afford to be any slower here.
Oh, Kiro picked off by double. Well done by the Earthshaker there.
Is at an end.
Yeah. I mean, Monkey King not really a hero that wants to rotate, so you're finding XP and gold elsewhere, and that kill on Jakiro certainly helps quite a bit. Mid
Red
lane.
2's doing pretty great in the mid lane. I mean, he's 33 and 8 versus 22 and 3, so has a pretty solid advantage so far. It does pick up an Invis rune. Now, this is under a ward, if I'm not mistaken, but yep, there it is. And Coil in the mid lane does get committed. They are going to do a decent chunk of damage. The question is, can they actually finish him off? The silence is there. No mischief available. Red trying to get away, but the last auto attack from P1 is going to be enough to find it.
No, I gotta say, he did, I think, dodge the waning rift damage with his mischief there. That was a nice play, but unfortunately ended up dropping the other Monkey King. I think the optimal play would have tried to dodge the damage from the coil snap with the mischief,
Is now active.
and then just walk away after that. He was stuck in place for a pretty long time, but that will swing the lane back in the favor of the Puck. You know, you had a pretty big CS disadvantage.
All right, top lane, a gank responds with a counter gank as they're going to look for a Giant there on the Nature's Prophet, Neko. We'll just run him down under the tower and find the kill, and They did rotate up the Monkey King, and as a result, you do have double just trying to like soak experience mid, but this MK is not going to find anything here other than just a couple creeps.
Well, this will, however, give Double A, you know, like you mentioned, chance to soak up the experience. Red 2 will waste a bit of time, though. I'm not going to be too happy about that one, unfortunately, but what can he do?
Yeah.
Moves
I mean,
all the way
at
back
the
down.
moment, the Juggernaut is pretty dang close to the Alchemist in net worth.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an uncontested free farm. They set up such a good lane for him. The Viper isn't able to do anything. I mean, the matchup is favorable to the Juggernaut to begin with. They managed to bring him down. He had to walk all the way back to base because he ended up dying, even though he consumed his town portal scroll. I mean, Old White is starting to find some XP because Electronic Boys, you know, they're not as focused on this lane anymore. Juggernaut's having an awesome time, but they can just kill him here.
Oh, he is in so much trouble. Nowhere to go. The enchant totem, a couple auto attacks, ends up going to Albino Zebra. But yeah, every time this guy comes forward, he's gonna get punished.
Down he goes, Old White. There's no walking away from this one either. You're a very slow Sky Slug. You have 320 movement speed with your boots.
Alright, the Chase After Monkey King, they did activate an Arcane Rune, but he doesn't have Wukong's command, so he has to kind of just wait out this coil. He's going to go down. They do manage to get a Maledict onto that Jakiro. The Wrath of Nature coming through as well. I think they have the damage. Yeah, they're going to be able to cancel the TP as well. Double will snag it. A 1-for-1 trade, but you're pretty happy of that if you're Jiang Hu.
Yeah. I mean, he's losing that or getting the Monkey King killed twice in a row now. I mean, he was sitting like what 500 net worth ahead, and there's going to be another kill onto the Sky Slug.
That's just
Old
a
White.
solo kill with Omni.
Yeah, and what can he do at the moment? Very little. We talked about this this bottom lane dictating the pace of this game. Speed is having an amazing time. I will say the recovery there on the mid lane, you know, shutting down this Monkey King. Puck now ahead of him in net worth when I think the Monkey King was up like 500 gold at the start of it. Does feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
They
I'm
do
not
just
sure it's enough.
smoke on Red 2 and Double, so I'm curious where they're heading into the dire jungle right now, as it seems.
We should start
They
up
did have
an
this deep ward
imprisoned
here
Earth
that was
support
scouting the
group.
Alk, so they know he's either farming one of these camps, and there it is. Found the strike going over, does end up overshooting it, and that fissure doesn't really block him off. Neko is in a pretty good spot, can just kind of back on out. Found the strike to try and slow their escape, but Double, he's going to get telekinesis back up, an immediate macro pyre as well. Can he get the deny off to Roshan? A nice ice path and slapped him down. Roshan, not in his house.
Yeah. So, nice deny there. The Boundless Strike not only slowing them down a little bit, but also stealing through the CS from the Alchemist, slowing down his farm a little bit. This Juggernaut is sitting at 5.1k net worth to the Alchemist's 5.4 at 10 minutes. That is a very good.
The seeds of fortune.
He's having an excellent time here on speed. I'm not sure that this Alchemist is going to be able to keep up as the game goes on. I mean, you have had a pretty good time on the Alchemist against Giant as well. Giant is, I guess, not struggled as badly as the Viper, but he's not doing too well for himself. Sitting in only 3.5k gold. Still pretty far away from his Orchid. A lot of time you want this done by like 8-9 minutes. You don't even want to have to buy boots, right?
Yeah, if you go the no boots build, you can probably get it by like the 9-minute mark if you have a really good start. Otherwise, it really is like 15 minutes after treads that you really want to have that Orchid completed.
Yeah. It looks like by the time you have this Orchid up online, the Yules on Puck won't be too far away. He's going for the Witchblade right now, however.
Big fan.
Which is interesting. I'm not such a big fan. I feel like there's better options here. A Veil would help your team quite a bit with all the magical damage you're dealing. I mean, the extra right click feels nice, but I don't think it's enough. The Switchblade. We'll see if it ends up coming back to haunt him. I mean, if you get the Orchid the next couple of minutes here, you can run around getting kills onto the Puck. You know, this is going to be your damage dealer, your space maker for your Alchemist, given the fact that your Viper was shut down. This Puck needs to have a good game at this point.
Yeah.
This'll come in handy.
So Juggernaut's about to have his Battle Fury. I mean, he's got the money right now. It is just under 12 minutes into the game, and he has Phase Boots into Battle Fury completed.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That is indeed pretty good.
Farm hasn't slowed down at all. He got this Possess Mask. The extra agility goes a long way onto the Juggernaut, and grabs a bounty rune on his way.
That as tribute.
Oh. Goes for the Manta style queued up next, which is pretty important against a lot of the magical damage they have here.
never
Being
see
able to
me
dispel that
coming.
silence, get away, being able to purge off the poison attack. That makes sense for him to go for that next. Also increases farming speed quite a bit. Giant is continuing to hold lanes. Eventually, they'll need to start, I guess, shoving in the mid lane here. But I think until Speed has his Manta style, they're not going to make any like significant moves around the map. Double A also needs that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, absolutely. And Puck right now has just been kind of like hanging out in the bottom lane. Albino Zebra is here. They can almost smell each other, but nope, they will finally see each other. It took them a while, but they don't really have an easy way of jumping P1 here on the Puck.
No. It's basically got to be that Orchid on the Nature's Prophet, right? He's got to teleport in, get that silence off. I mean, it is a very punishable, this Witchblade. There's no getting out of there once you're hit by the silence and you're hit by the Sprout. In fact, you might even want to pick up a Quelling Blade in order to deal with that, but I think it's going to be one of those scenarios where he dies once first before it really hits him.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the Monkey King is also going Witchblade.
All right, interesting. It is Thompson who picked up or started picking up this one. They've nerfed the Echo Saber Monkey King strategy some time ago, but the Stone Soldiers will still provide the slow and the DPS effect of the Witchblade when they hit you. So the Orb of Corrosion Witchblade ends up being a pretty significant slow and stop people from getting into that Wukong command.
Fantastic gank bottom lane. They do commit everything. He does get the Echo off to try and do as much return damage as possible, but P1, oh my gosh. Barely gets brought down. The question is, can they continue the chase? Red 2 immediately Wukong's commands, but there's so much magic damage. He cannot survive at all. Does get the Boundless Strike off just at the end. Viper going to take on out to that Death Ward, and Albino Zebra will fall as well as the Alchemist just kind of walks on up and cleans house.
Yeah, it would have been great if Juggernaut could have been part of that fight, but he had TP in the mid lane. Yes, he's taking the tower. It's a little bit of a win, but now closing the net worth lead there. Golden XP exchange, or sorry, gold going a little bit in favor of Jiang Hu until you lost that tower, until you lost that Jakiro with a questionable TP to the mid. I mean, Puck's able to hold that one, but as a Jakiro, you're just getting held in place.
Illusion.
Yeah,
if the Nature's Prophet didn't bring you down, the Juggernaut would have with an Omni Slash there.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And Juggernaut, speaking of him, he's just continuing to farm. Alchemist has pulled ahead, though, sitting at 11k net worth. He's got his Battle Fury done. He's now got his Heaven's Halberd. Pretty important item against Nature's Prophet, Monkey King, or Juggernaut. But you can actually just continue to attack people if you get Heaven's Halberd. You will dispel it with that Omni Slash.
Yeah.
Just what the doc.
Wait, is it a strong spell?
You'll just continue to attack for some reason, even though they're disarmed.
Weird. Yeah,
I don't know
considered a
why.
basic dispel.
Yeah, you can't actually dispel the Heaven's Halberd, but Omni Slash will, I think, just force his attacks to come
Interesting.
Interesting choice going for this Heaven's Halberd as his first item. I guess he's really worried about rotations from the Nature's Prophet. He'll be able to survive inside his... survive during that Orchid, if nothing else. Speaking of, they're going to go on him here.
Alright, I mean, that's Death Ward. He's just going to turn. There's a Macro Pyre as well as the Ice Path. Oh my gosh, the damage from the Alk inside that poison. But like,
Red 2?
Yeah, they get Red 2 as well, just way out of position.
Presumably a pity.
Torn apart
Completely
there.
blanked on the name of Acid Spray for a while, but it's fine. I was like, what is this green stuff on the ground? Poison?
I forgot that Aeon Disc was a name in Dota 2 a little while ago. So.
And vulnerability item.
Alright, that's enough. It makes you invincible for a couple seconds.
Yeah, it does. Oh, Omni Slash used onto Storm. They're able to find the kill. I mean, speed. You definitely take those.
It's just a really big creep for speed.
Yes, absolutely. A creep worth 267 gold.
Yep. Alchemist goes for his Heaven's Halberd, but you'll use the Sanj to build up into a Sanj and Yasha. It looks like you've changed your mind here on the Juggernaut. You have the Manta style queued up eventually, or sorry, beforehand. I hope this doesn't come back to bite him. I mean, the dispel for the silence from Puck is pretty important. You get hit by the waning rift while you're under a dream coil. We're going to want to be able to spin out of it. Now he's not really going to have that option anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that one as well. And Alchemist almost has his Assault Cross finished. Very close now, just needs the plate mail. And he'll have it in just a matter of no time since, you know, that's how Alch works. In their jungle, though, they do get a coil, able to hold one of them down with the Echo Slam right onto Puck's noggin. Albino Zebra channeling up that Voodoo Restoration, trying to keep his team alive as they play with fire. Jakiro's Macro Pyre just splitting the fight there completely. Ended up not really helping, or not really securing any kill. Just a bunch of heroes with low HP.
Pretty important, well, not incredibly important kills. You want to be looking for this Alchemist and slowing down his farm. This Assault Cross that he's got now is a pretty big problem. I mean, it's a lot of physical damage coming out from your team. It's going to be, you know, the Witch Doctor outfit, the Monkey King, Nature's Prophet is all right clicks, the Juggernaut. Alch is starting to become pretty scary. Yes, you're shutting down his team, but you're ignoring him.
Yeah.
I think once this guy gets his Abyssal Blade, he's just able to get on top of you and blow up any of your team here. So it's hitting their timing somewhat soon. Yes, you do still have a gold advantage against an Alchemist team, and that is very good, but the build on Alch right now is pretty solid.
Ooh, he channels the Concoction speed. That is going to expire in time, and they will be at that follow-up set. Puck will be the first to fall on the other side of the map, but they do get Juggernaut, a fantastic kill, and Neko will be able to just walk into mid-tier 1 tower and take this down, as there's no response really coming quite yet. Tier 2 TP's in from Albino Zebra as well as Giant. The question is, can they actually slow this? There's going to be a Death Ward, a nice Maledict, and his Chemical Rage has expired, so he takes quite a bit of damage.
Yeah. I mean, a bit of damage, but he still had it on at the start of that, so none of the damage from that Death Ward was really sticking there, and they ended up losing Earthshaker while they tried to deal with the monster that is Neko, but your physical damage isn't going to cut it anymore thanks to this Assault, thanks to the evasion from this Heaven's Halberd. So these fights now suddenly going the way of Jiang Hu, and I gotta say, pretty impressed with some of their movements the last couple of minutes here. Losing speed was pretty bad there, because he's been having an amazing game. Now he's going to be going for that Aghanim Scepter. It looks like the Swift Slash to get onto the back line. And it is pretty important being able to somehow get on top of either this Rubik or the Jakiro and blow them up before they can get their spells off.
Yeah, I agree. I like the mech build from the Viper this game, just trying to offer his team a little bit of aura and support, so that when this Alch gets a couple items, they can kind of just, you know, 5-man death ball and do what they need to do. We know that this draft wants to try and play relatively early, and I think that timing is going to be on the BKB of the Alchemist.
The seeds of fortune.
And yeah, finally going to get this tier 1 tower. They did most of the work with their last push when they brought down the Juggernaut. They couldn't quite secure it, but we'll even things out as far as control over the map goes. And finally securing a real gold lead now on Jiang Hu, the first time that I believe that they've had it so far in this match. XP still favoring them a little bit on Electronic Boys, but this does not bode well for them. And they'll use this map control to invade the triangle here.
Forward for T1s. They're going to be able to get 2 couriers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, the second one does actually deliver to the Witch Doctor, but they did not see him in time.
Let me pull up my trusty calculator real quick while I do the math for that exact amount of gold they got. Was it 160 times 5?
Wukong's command top lane. Puck, he's just kind of dancing around with the Monkey King because he was able to get that coil off, and they take down Earthshaker, who was at the top side of the map, or top side of that fight as well. It's an easy kill there for Jiang Hu, and they don't lose anybody. Bottom lane, they're looking for the Nature's Prophet, but Ice Path off the mark.
Yeah, so they're getting away from that. But the Alchemist suddenly pumping out tons of damage, held up by the Rubik there. That's like 800 DPS underneath his Alchemist. Only got an Alchemic Rage right now, and he is going for that Abyssal Blade that we talked about now. So he gets on top of any of your heroes, they're going to blow up instantly here. So now really starting to hit their timing here. I think like the 5-6 slot on the Alchemist is when you have to avoid him and start farming up for yourself. So Jiang Hu now starting to make some good movements and recovering from not such a great laning phase.
Oh, here comes Speed. He's looking for the Rubik, but not gonna be able to find the kill. And instead, they find Puck with a really long-range fissure there from Double. A great pickoff.
Double getting closer and closer to that Aghanim shard as well. Huge asset to have in these team fights. And it looks like right now they've got their eyes on Roshan, trying to hold the area around the pit. They do still have the tier 2 in the mid lane, but not incredibly easy to access. Puck is going to be down for another 25 seconds. Doesn't have buyback available. He might just be forced to use it. Jakiro's not anywhere close to the pit, though, so they might give this one. They gotta move over here like ASAP if they want to be able to contest this.
They're just pinging bot, man. They're like, hey, it looks like Jiang Hu is heading bottom to push our tower, and as a result, they're just going to get an uncontested Roshan.
I mean, it's possible that somebody teleports down here by themselves to deal with this push coming out. They don't have vision inside their jungles. They don't know that everybody's grouped up here on Jiang Hu, but they're holding their ground right now. They know the lane is shoved pretty far in thanks to these greater treants here on the Nature's Prophet. Incredibly annoying to deal with, and they still haven't fixed that visual bug, by the way.
Which one?
The greater treants still look like regular sized ones.
Oh, yeah.
This cosmetic.
The shroom thing or whatever? Is that what it's
that's
called?
literally what it's called, shroom thing.
Nice.
But yeah, maybe we might, take a look. Can you spot the HR wants you to spot the difference between these?
My guess is this one. Dang it, this one? Found it. Easy. Dude, that was so easy. Look at, you just picked the one with the most health.
All right, let's look how much damage it does to the tier 3. That's about 220 damage before he's able to deal with them.
Bottom lane, big fight, but the Echo is completely off the mark. The Blade Fury comes out. He's able to steal a fissure. Wukong's command well placed here by Red 2 if he can survive it all, but Neko is just too dang strong right now as Giant puts himself inside his own Sprout, but the coil comes out and Juggernaut bashed up. He's deciding to leave on the Alk for some reason.
They do have the Aegis still on the Juggernaut.
Yeah, it's like maybe they're just afraid of the Aegis on this Juggernaut.
Looked like he might have been able to take down the Rubik if he stood his ground, but he doesn't have that the Abyssal Blade just yet. So it's hard to get on top of these heroes without them kiting you around. Getting back there was probably the smart play. You want to be able to wait out this Aegis and not just fight into it. Your Alchemic Rage was expiring as well, and that's when you are susceptible to getting blown up.
That's true. These are all great points, Neff.
Thank you. But now the Juggernaut's finishing up that Aghanim Scepter. He's got the Aghanim Shard queued up afterwards. How do you feel about this one?
So it's a pretty cool self-purge. A nice fissure block there.
Bottom
Does find the Witch Doctor, but no detection. Rubik having stolen level 4 fissure is so good. It's one of those things where like the self-berserk potion is it's only 10 seconds, but does give you a lot of regen and attack speed, which can give you high ground push. The problem is it's pretty mana costly and doesn't have like the shortest cooldown.
No, I'm talking Aghanim Shard on this Juggernaut. He's got that one queued up.
Oh, I love the Jug Ag Shard. This thing is super good.
I was watching a friend's game, and I think they had the Quicksilver Amulet, they had Swift Link, a bunch of movement speed items, and the Egg Shard on Juggernaut. Going down the top, and they lose Old White again.
Yeah, you got Old White once again. A nice coil. The damage just comes out so fast from these two. That's a DD Puck. I mean, that's phase shift attack, a DD Witchblade, and oh my goodness. Good night.
Yeah, 300 damage and auto attack, and when he drops that phase shift, it hits everybody around. I'm looking clear through these neutral camps in no time at all. You'll love to see it.
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure to watch every time. Alchemist did go the 25% cleave at 20.
So we can eventually replace the Battle Fury. That's usually the goal when you get that talent. Just continue to farm up. It's one more inventory slot. You can go for something that provides you a bit more damage instead. Okay, MKB, Daedalus. I mean, sometimes you see Divine Rapier.
They managed to just find an Earthshaker for fun as P1 just kind of like blinks up onto the high ground, just trying to see what might be there. Ends up finding the Earthshaker instead with the help of his boys.
I mean, that's where Earthshaker wants to be able to like turn a fight. So scouting that one out, very heads up move by P1 God.
Yeah, and it's starting to look pretty good now. Alchemist uses that chemical rage, gonna be able to just work on this tower. Obviously, Quicksilver Amulet now activated, and he does have the Berserk Potion as well, and he's gonna go ahead and use it. Again, like, look at this HP regen. It is just too much. They have 0 damage that they're doing to him. They even commit the Death Ward, and Speed just trying to like chase after him, but Alk just healing through it all.
I mean, we talked about this one, just the lack of heavy burst, and we were thinking about, all right, what heroes they have to deal this one, but they preemptively banned out the Terrorblade and the Ursa, which are some of the few heroes that are able to burst Alchemist through that Alchemic Rage. Right now, they don't have solutions. He's at his strongest right now. He's 6 slotted. Right now, I think you want to stall out this game, get a couple more items on this jug. You know, the Eye of Scotty that he's got queued up will reduce that hero healing a little bit, but you still need things like Spirit Vessel, Shiva's Guard that you don't have at the moment. Now, Jiang Hu, control the map is theirs.
Yeah, it definitely is. And they're getting some good jungle items. The Cloak of Flames, the Mindbreaker, all these pretty solid. Cloak of Flames is, I'd have to assume will be on Juggernaut, at least for now. Until they find, oh no, he's got Quicksilver Amulet, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they put it on Monkey King.
All right, this is going to be a very funny build from Speed here.
All right, top lane. Speaking of Speed, he gets caught out, but a nice Maledict Death Ward combination, or Maledict Coconut combination doing some work. Red 2. Is he gonna get it? He's looking for it. All right, Boundless or Primal Spring forward. Red 2. He tries to go for a kill here on the Storm, but just gets permanently bashed by Neko. He finally gets the Wukong's command off. Has his BKB trying to run, but P1's gonna snipe him, and now the reverse Wukong's command. So many mages. Very spooky. In bottom lane, Nature's Prophet knows he has to just split push. He's got an Abyssal, sir. He's coming.
Yeah, you need to get out of there.
Whoa.
Drops it not on top of himself, but fakes that one out, and it does do the job there on Neko, and he's just going to send the Treants in, go back onto this tier 3 tower, and look at the damage these graded Treants do. They're ripping through this tier 3. 40 damage per auto attack. This is ridiculous. It's broken. Your tower is gone.
Yeah, I think he realized, he's like, oh, wait. Those were greater Treants, and it was like, oh, I guess I have to let my tower go because I have creeps to hit.
I guess my tier 3 is just dead. That's cool.
Oh,
this is one of the things that needs a bit of a nerf, in my opinion, on this patch. And again, the glance value isn't there, unfortunately, as they look like the exact same size. You know, these greater Treants, this cosmetic has gone up in the market, believe it or not.
oh yeah, not much. I mean, it's like 40 cents now or something, but yeah.
From like what, 4 cents or something?
Yeah.
That's a what, a 10 times increase?
Yeah, 1000%, I think, right?
Yeah. Should have invested not in your Dogecoin, but in these shroom things.
I'll take that as
Yeah,
tribute.
shroom thing stock, dude. Skyrocketing straight to the moon.
To the moon. Yeah, he's gonna keep doing his thing over here. Eventually, they'll probably get wise to this one. I mean, that's usually what happens if you end up giving up your tier 3 or something like that. You play a little bit more careful around the Nature's Prophet. Actually, it looks like they're not. They're just gonna run these shroom things into the tower again. Backdoor protection is down.
So the Viper has gone full support build. I mean, he's got mech, he's got Pipe of Insight, he's not going for an E-Blade. Just all these different things that they can use to try and keep his team alive. Nature's Prophet just constantly cutting waves. Gosh, this is so annoying.
You're losing your range tracks. This is absolutely insane. This needs to be fixed. This is like old days Nature's Prophet stuff.
Yeah.
They're looking for a kill right now, though.
Yeah, mid lane Abyssal Blade. It finds the Juggernaut, but the chain stuns are there. Well played by Double, forcing the BKB from Neko.
There's a -1 charge, and your Juggernaut still manages to get away just barely. You've got some pretty good stats. Resistance
counter
between the Titan
smoke.
Sliver and the Sampiasha.
They had no detection scouted out. I mean, Storm wouldn't be the ideal kill. They'd love to go for P1, but they will pretty much take anything to get their hands on, which if that means it's Storm, it's Storm. All right, Blade Fury, the Ghost Scepter, and gonna not really help you out here. Not the great time for that one. He will be the first to fall, but now Neko, Abyssal Blade on top of the Witch Doctor, hexed up. There's gonna be the Boundless Strike catching him, but he's regenning just fine here. The Maledict, though, might be too much. The Blink Echo from Double, locking down the rest of the team, and that is gonna be four heroes. That's a dieback on here, Jakiro. Make it a fifth. Now the question is, can they get the puck? Oh my goodness, the Echo from Double.
That was absolutely insane. I mean, this is what they were waiting on. Double, he hasn't had the best game so far. They keep on managing to catch him out here, but now Puck, he's on the backboard. He's got to try to split these waves. They don't have buyback in any of the heroes. Alchemist did not think that it was possible for him to go down like that, and because of it, they're going to lose this tier 3 tower. They're going to lose his top racks. They're going to lose their bottom racks as well. That's 52 seconds still on the Alp. There's nothing that they're able to do.
Yeah, Nature's
They've got
Prophet's
fortify,
here.
but it's just not fast enough.
They can end. Like, they could go tier 4s. They have no Alk, no Viper. Like, this team pushes so fast.
You just lost 2 sets of racks to that fight that you lost by that
maybe
tier 2
you go
tower in the
Roche?
mid lane.
I mean, I'm going straight tier 4s here, but the safe play is definitely just Roche.
Yeah, play it safe. You just got 2 sets of racks. That tier 2 in the mid lane is going to go down eventually.
Wow.
Suddenly the game turns on its head just like that. It looked like they weren't able to take a team fight against this this Alchemist, but you get him once, he controls the entire net worth on his side.
Yeah, and it looks like they are beelining their way to that Roshan. There is a ward here scouting this, so they do know that that is the objective here. Now, Jiang Hu, they could smoke, go for this. TPs to the mid lane. Whole team is there waiting for the puck. They will smoke. Earthshaker mid. Stuns up the Rubik. He's going to go for a telekinesis play. He knows Enchant Totem was used. He gets the blink out just in time. Orb into the Roche pit. It is pretty low, but Red... The question is, I was like, will you just drop the Wukong's command? In comes the Puck, trying to do what he can. Macro Fire is done. He pops the BKB. He gets the Aegis, the Boundless right onto Puck. Puck will barely survive, but the Omni Slash chewing up the supports here on the side of Jiang Hu. And Jakiro not going to be as lucky. That Aghanim Shard doing so much work. And P1 lives once again.
P1, God, man, just to get out of that one. A very risky play trying to steal that Aegis. They don't end up getting it. The Aegis and Cheese still both onto Monkey King. Expends the coil in order to get out of there, but there's that invincibility thing that he's got. Played a pretty big part there.
Yeah, he went the level 20 talent for 160 Blade Fury DPS, right? So with the Ag Shard, he's just pumping out so much damage with this Blade Fury, even though they have, this early pipe. You have, do they pick up Hoods of Defiance on anyone else? No, just the pipe active. But the Juggernaut chews through it so fast, and you have the ability to attack during Blade Fury, and you have a Basher, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're bashing people up. You're basically invulnerable. A lot of the damage right now is magical that they do. Yeah, all of a sudden, Alchemist, it doesn't feel like he does enough damage. You've got huge Jazz resistance, so it's lasting a fraction of the time right now when you use that Abyssal Blade onto the Juggernaut. There's no locking him down anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Titan Sliver Sanjin combination is quite strong. It's not that reliable. I'm glad they took out the status resistance of the Satanic. That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was
like
just
50%.
too good. It was way too good.
When Strength heroes had status resistance built in?
Yeah, do you remember Tiny? Who literally, by level 18, had, passively, 90% status resist or something?
Yeah,
good
remember
stuff.
Viper?
Yeah, Viper. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Farm remembers old White.
Oh, mid lane.
Not having the best.
Giant has to just cut these waves. His Puck is just becoming a nuisance, but Juggernaut is here. He bought a blink to try and catch P1. Very spicy play, but P1 read it like a book. He's able to get that blink out.
I'm going to eventually get the Swift Blink onto the Juggernaut, I imagine. I mean, we saw what Pale Horse did with that thing in Divine Rapier a couple weeks ago.
Oh, dude, it is so good on the Juggernaut, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. It's so good.
With the Aghanim Shard and the Swift Blink, God, god. And like enough movement speed on him, you just start spinning like a top at like 1,000 movement speed, and you're magic immune if you like flip through the enemy team.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. There is a double damage bottom that hasn't been spotted yet, and there is a ward sentry here from Jiang Hu, pretty much giving them the entire. Oh, well, there's a gem. Never mind. Bye. I was like, they just have complete vision over Electronic Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, Puck. Really go for it. Oh, boy.
Nice
The
dodge.
stun number 1. We'll get that second orb, but there's the... Wait, the Aeon Disc. Oh, my gosh. What a pesky Puck. He gets the blink. This guy, he is so good. P1. Unbelievable skill here.
Yeah, and he just continues to dodge out using all of the spells. I mean, look at the mobility of this guy. Actually went for the Waning Rift cooling reduction instead of the Illusionary Orb distance and speed, so a little bit easier to catch him, but that extra silence does go a pretty long way. He is being so annoying with this. They probably have had it with P1 here on the side of Electronic Boys.
They're like, all right, guys, here's the deal. We are going to, full security escort these melee creeps in the mid lane. They actually fortify the one ranged creep because it was going to die to the macro pyre. And they will just go right onto the high ground, but there's going to be the Abyssal onto the Juggernaut. They have the damage to finish him off. It would be huge, but he's going to be able to make it out, and there's your Blade Fury. And now he's going to use that Abyssal Blade to jump on over to the backside. There's going to be the Omni Slash just bouncing around WDR. Able to survive, but he blinks out on the Jug, so he doesn't end up too deep into the base. But in comes the Alchemist once again. They're able to take down the Earthshaker. Monkey King protected for the moment. Does have the Aegis as well. P1 trying to get a big kill here. This will be the first one, but Neko, he's got that Maledict on him. He's got to be careful. 4 staffs away. Speed looking for a kill here on the backside, but a 2-man Boundless Strike, and the Blade Fury damage is just too much as Speed gets himself a double kill.
They're going to be dead without buyback available for a little while here, and Alchemist needs another 10 seconds before Alchemic Rage is back up. He doesn't want to go in without this. He just get blown up without a question. 3 seconds now, but BKB still in cooldown for another 20.
Oh, the Hex comes out from the Nature's Prophet. The stuns are there. The Abyssal Blade, they're trying to do what they can to save him with the Blade Fury. Once again, Speed's build. The blink forward aggressively onto Old White. Speed has just styled on these guys. Swift Slash still available. Puck trapped inside the Sprout. Swift Slash on over. Give it to him, baby. Speed does it.
Kill. With that, he's going to end the game at 13-1-11. Amazing performance here on the Juggernaut. It all started there in the bottom lane, like we talked about. The man, he had free farm, and he did wonders with it this game.
Yeah, this was a really, really good performance by Speed. And like you said, it kind of started in the lane where he just had like a pretty safe lane. Didn't really have to worry too much about. You see what I did there, by the way? Didn't have to, worry too much about pressure. Ends up with 28,000 net worth, 13-1-11. It's quite a lot of farm.
It is. I mean, yeah. Look at player net where you can see just how far ahead this Juggernaut was at every point in the game. At 10 minutes in, he was sitting at 5.1k net worth, like almost tied with the Alchemist here, who's got Greeble's Greed to work with. Ended up getting four bounty runes on their side at the start of this game as well. No, sorry, there was a last one. I didn't see the exact amount. They got First Blood that ended up going the way of Red 2, which made his lane a little bit easier. There were signs of life here on Jiang Hu. P1, he played incredible on such a hard game on this Puck, I gotta say. Continuing to cut creep waves, getting kills off onto people, recovering after being at a disadvantage in CS at the start. I gotta give it up to him, but Electronic Boys making all the right moves around the map. Giant, incredibly annoying on this Nature's Prophet. It meant they couldn't ever really put tons of pressure on them, and they're ripping apart the tier 3s and the Raxes and whatnot. They got to ban that one out in the next game. I got to say, despite Giant having a bad lane, the Nature's Prophet was a massive problem they didn't really have a solution to. I
agree, man. Giant is he's known for his Nature's Prophet for the most part. Like, a lot of teams respect ban out his NP. And Electronic Boys, they had a fantastic game 1. The draft, it just felt super smooth for them. They were in their comfort zone the whole time. And Jiang Hu, they've got to bounce back in game number 2. We do have a series, game 2 coming up after just a short break. But Neph, do you have any final thoughts here before we throw it to a quick break?
Pretty good job at both teams. P1, he's a god on this Puck. There's somebody that they have to watch out for. Maybe they're going to pick up somebody who can shut him down a little bit easier, so he's not quite of a nuisance. But get rid of that Nature's Prophet and, give P1 another hero he can pop off with. I think they're in a pretty good place. We might just see a 3-game series here.
Right on, right on. All right, we'll be back after just a moment, everyone. Enjoy a small break.